Question 23a. Expand and simplify x plus 5 multiplied by x minus 4. Whenever I'm asked to expand anything involving brackets, I tend to use the grid method. It ensures that everything is multiplied by everything. That everything in the first bracket is multiplied by everything in the second bracket. But whatever method you use, do make sure to show it very clearly. When multiplying two brackets, we end up with what looks to be like a noughts and crosses grid. We're going to be multiplying x plus 5, so we have x in the first column and the 5 in the second column, and we're going to multiply this by the x and the negative 4. It's important to make sure that if there's a take away or subtract in there, that we show this as a negative. Each box represents a multiplication, so we have x multiplied by x, which is x squared, 5 multiplied by x, which is 5x, negative 4 multiplied by x, which is negative 4x, and negative 4 multiplied by 5, which is negative 20. By putting all of this together, we've got x squared, add 5x, subtract 4x, subtract 20. That is fully expanded, but we are also asked to simplify it. The only way to do this is to gather the x values together. Well, x squared is the only instance of x squared. We have plus 5x, take away 4 of those x's, means we're left with just 1x. It's bad practice to put a 1 in front of the x, so just leave it as a single x on its own. Subtract 20 is all we have as far as numbers go, so this would be our expanded and simplified expression. For question 23b, we're asked to solve x subtract 9 multiplied by x plus 7 equals 0. To make any of this true, each bracket has a possibility of equaling 0, which would, when multiply out, give 0 as a total answer, which means there are two possible values for x. The first option is when x subtract 8 is equal to 0. Solving this, we can add 8 to both sides to see that x could equal 8. Or the other option was that x add 7 equals 0. By subtracting 7 from both sides, we can see that x could possibly equal negative 7. Both of these solutions would create a 0 in one of the brackets, which when multiplied by the other side, doesn't matter what option comes out, you would always end up with 0. So the answer is x equals 8 or x equals negative 7.